Radical.
It just seems like weeks ago, I was clowning this team. I was actually making fun of the Brooklyn Nets. You know, they had no chance, no shot. They started off terrible. I think they were 14th in the Eastern Conference. They were just a joke. They were a joke. But that was the beginning of the season. Right now, the Nets are on a huge winning streak. I'd say arguably they are the hottest team right now, actually, in the NBA. I just watched some highlights. I wasn't able to catch this whole game. Garland, by the way, big props to Garland. He had 40-some points. I didn't even really know who Garland was, but yeah. They held Donovan Mitchell. They had good D on Donovan Mitchell in this game, but hell, Garland nearly won this game for them by his lonesome. It was very close towards the end. The Nets won that one 125-117. And that's not an easy win. The Cavaliers are very, very, very good this season after getting Donovan Mitchell. That was a road game. The Cavaliers are 16-3 at home. So that they're very, very good at home. So it says a lot for the Nets to go in there and get that win. And I was just in awe of what could possibly be the best offensive duo. Maybe not the best duo right now in the NBA, but the best pure offensive duo in Kyrie and Durant. It's hard to find two people more clutch on those mid-range shots and the threes. I mean, Kyrie got this one corner three just like butter, like it wasn't nothing. And you sprinkle in a little bit of Ben Simmons with his playmaking. I mean, I'll give some props to Ben Simmons. He's not a giant dumpster fire like he was earlier in the season. You got this one guy, Watanabe, who was hitting some clutch threes. You know, Claxton's all right. But I'll go into the Nets a little bit more after I go through. I think it's 9 wins. Let's take a look here. They beat the Bucks, which is not an easy win. Beat them by 18 points. I did not get to see that game. I might watch highlights later. So you have the Cavaliers, who are sitting at 4. You have the Bucks, who are sitting in the second spot in the East. Very, very tough teams back to back. Then you have the Warriors, and okay, they don't have Steph. They didn't have Andrew Wiggins. You might say, well, that's an easy win, of course, for them. 143-113. But you got to keep in mind the Warriors did beat the Grizzlies. And I don't think the Grizzlies were missing anybody. I think they had their full team. And the Warriors beat them quite handily on Christmas. So there's that. The Warriors, Cavaliers, Nets, the Pistons. Okay, that was kind of a close one. The Pistons really aren't that great. That's 4 wins right there. Nets beat the Raptors. Close game, 5 wins. Nets beat the Wizards. There you go, 6 wins. Beating the Pacers, who were a lot better than a lot of people thought they would be this year. Lucky 7. There's 7 wins. Is it more than that? Okay, it's 8 wins. They beat the Hawks. And then we have, they beat the Hornets. So that's 9 wins. 9 wins straight. What's the one loss here? Well, the Celtics and the Nets. I think their ceiling is probably the Celtics. I don't know if they would get swept again this year like they did last year, but I think their ceiling is the Celtics unless they add a missing piece, which I think is a big man. I think they need a really good, solid big man. That's their missing piece. I just don't think they get by the Celtics, even though they're scorching hot right now. You got, I don't know about every player on the team. I just watch the games. But that Watanabe, he's hitting some clutch threes, and it's pretty much the Durant and Kyrie show. They had 64 points, split 2 ways between them, 32 points each, and very efficient. So you got 2 offensive powerhouses, very clutch. The only question really I have is about Kyrie. What's always going to happen with Kyrie? You never really know. A lot of drama surrounds Kyrie. Something's always happening with him. But if they can hold it together, I'm not going to say they're finals contenders because, like I said, The Celtics definitely are their ceiling, and I think the Bucks are definitely better also. But if they can hold together, maybe add one more missing piece, then you could have them possibly go into the finals, which is crazy to think compared to how they were earlier in the season. Maybe the biggest change for the better for them was actually you getting rid of Steve Nash. Right there. Maybe that was the biggest change there. Now let's swing over. Well, I got a moment. Let's swing over to the West. See what's going on over in the West side. Whoa, the Nuggets are number one. That's a shocker to me. I didn't know the Nuggets were number one right there. But in the West, it's a little closer because the first team is only at 656 percentage. Then you got the Pelicans right on their heels. Then you got the Grizzlies, who hilariously, when they were asked who they worried about, I think they said maybe the Bucks. They didn't mention any teams in their own conference. And I think a lot of other teams took a slide at that. And that's the last thing you want to do is, look past teams in your own conference, not giving them any shine, basically. Because if I were the Grizzlies, I'd be worried about the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the Clippers, the Suns, the Kings. I mean, look at that. That's kind of weird right there. It's kind of weird to see those specific 6 teams right there, because past that, and the Kings are playing crazy good this year compared to like what their expectations were. I mean, you got the Mavericks, the Jazz, the Warriors, those teams right there. Well, maybe it's not so shocking because you got the Nuggets and the Grizzlies up there, the Clippers, who we thought would be up there. Trailblazers doing better than a lot of people thought they would this year. Timberwolves, what's the play-in? It's 1 through 10. So today, if they had to play in, the Warriors would be in there, Jazz, Trailblazers. Timberwolves would be out. They'd be fighting for it. Thunder and the Lakers, 13-20. And, of course, the Spurs and Rockets down there. 13-20. The Lakers not doing so well. They have a chance to redeem themselves tomorrow versus the Orlando Magic. And even though I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, I would say LeBron has actually he's been doing all right. He's been doing all right. 30 points. Now, sometimes he does do a little stat padding, but he has been going out there and trying to get his teams the W. But they're just fucking terrible. They even lost to the lowly Hornets the other day on was it Christmas or day before Christmas? I'm not sure. No. The 2 games before Christmas, and then they lost to Luka and the Mavs. So there it is.